Bonjour, everyone. I've always wanted to say that ever since I got this shirt. Today I'm going to be doing a Q&A sort of question and answer thing. I asked you guys a bunch of questions on Twitter and on Instagram, and so I wanted to kind of sit down and answer some of your questions that you might have. So first of all, I got a new phone. Finally, as you guys know, I've had my cracked screened Samsung for like over a year now, and so I finally got the One Plus, and so far really like it. And now my next mission is to find a really cute case, because that's been impossible so far. Okay, so I'm just going to get into it and answer your questions in Mia. So I asked you guys questions originally before Christmas, thinking that I would have enough time to actually sit down and film it, and I was wrong. So I asked you guys to send in your last minute questions on the weekend, and here I am. So I organized them into like beauty and fashion, advice, dating, and then at the very end we'll do a speed round where I will just answer your questions like really fast, and like, I don't know, I did it last time and I really liked it, and you guys liked it too, so I'm going to do that again. I will start with beauty and fashion, because like, why not? So Lucy Alma asked me, for my birthday I got a Sephora gift card. What makeup products do you highly recommend? So first of all, happy birthday! And second of all, I guess it depends on what kind of makeup products you want to buy. You can buy more practical stuff or more fun stuff. So I guess for more fun things, the Urban Decay Vice 3 palette's really fun. It's got cool colors as well as more neutral tones, so it's like a good base, and then you can like experiment with different colors and stuff. And I also really like the Too Faced melted lipsticks. I think they're phenomenal. And then for more practical makeup, you know, the Makeup Forever HD concealer is really good. The Bare Minerals brightening primer is really good. I mean, if you're looking for more recommendations, I highly recommend the video that I put up on Friday, because it'll probably answer all of your questions and give you a really good indication on, you know, some really cool products and fun things to try. Jenna asks, what are your favorite winter nail colors? Okay, so I have a couple. I love Sally Hansen Tidal Wave. If you're looking for a really bold color, it's their gel polish, which I have on my nails right now, but don't look at them because they look really terrible right now. L'Oreal's Breaking Curfew is also pretty, as well as Essie's Wicked. They're both really deep burgundy colors, which is perfect for winter. And then Essie's Fishnet Stockings, which is this beautiful rich red. It's just the perfect tone of red. I really love it, and I wear it all the time, especially during like the Christmas season. Okay, next up we have Carly. She says, if you lose all your makeup, what is the one product that you would buy ASAP? So if I was gonna be a big cheater pants, I would probably pick the Urban Decay Naked on the Run palette, because it has eyeshadows, blush, bronzer, eyeliner, and mascara. So I win! But if I was gonna pick one product, it would probably be, I think it would probably be my Lancome Grandiose mascara, because it makes you look like my lashes are insane, but not so insane that they don't belong on like my bare makeupless face. On to advice questions. Natty Matt, I like that, Natty Matt, Natty Matt, Natty Matt. Some tips for getting through finals this time of year. So first of all, I'm sorry, finals aren't fun. I didn't like them. I much preferred having, you know, big projects to do than having to cram for finals. It's like the worst thing ever. So the one piece of advice that I can give is planning as far in advance as possible. That was the only way I could get through it without like freaking out and breaking down and like crying in the tub. Plus, if I had a schedule, I was much more likely to stick to it. So I kind of would plan out, you know, a month or so in advance, like what needs to get done when, and then break out, you know, the week and just say, you know, this is what I want to accomplish on each day. And it kind of kept me on track. I could, you know, factor in break times, and like, then I would feel like I was accomplishing something and I was working my way towards my end goal, if that makes any sense. So hopefully that helps you, and good luck on finals. Just fixed the lighting there. That's better. Melipola. You guys have awesome Instagram names. Number one tip for a new YouTuber trying to grow a channel. I think there are three things that are really important. I think posting up regular content, using natural light or, you know, a good source of lighting in some way, and then really engaging your subscribers. Find out what, you know, content they really like and what they want to see. Julia asks, when you were younger, what did you want your life to be like? Do you think your younger self would have imagined your life being the way it is today? I always imagined that if I was really blessed, I would be able to stay home and be a stay-at-home mom, just like my mom, and just really focus 100% of my time on raising my kids. I love that my mom had the opportunity to do that for me, and I would want to be able to give that to my children as well. And no, like, YouTube wasn't around when I was little. Frig, like the internet wasn't around when I was little. Like, you really are you know, when they say in the commercials that you're preparing your kids for like jobs that don't exist in the future, like a lot of times they're right. Like that's crazy that when I was this little kid, like this whole world online wasn't there. Mind blown. From Laura Rebecca, what is the best thing that has happened to you being a YouTuber? Without hesitation, you guys. I love being able to, you know, connect with you guys and chat with you guys on Twitter and on Instagram and Facebook and emails and see you in person and give you a big hug. I wouldn't be where I am without you guys, and I don't want to be where I'm going without you guys, and so you are the most important thing to me about being a YouTuber, for sure. Amanda asks, how do you get anything done with a baby? I have a 7-week-old and find it nearly impossible to be productive. First of all, totally creeped you on Instagram, and you have the cutest little family in the entire world. Like, oh my gosh, your baby is adorable, so congratulations. And quite honestly, getting things done, like, I don't. I very frequently have meltdowns, especially in the beginning, because I'm very type A. I like getting things done, I like being productive, and you feel like you can't be when you have a baby. And I just want to refocus your mind on the fact that you are being productive. You are the sole source of everything for this little infant. Caring for that little baby is a 24-hour job, so don't ever forget that. It does get a little bit easier when they get older, and they can interact with toys more, and they don't rely on you solely for breastfeeding, and you know, I think the most important thing is getting other people involved. I constantly reached out for help from my parents, from my sister, from my sisters-in-law, from my husband, and that really helped me to get other things done. And I don't know what your husband is like, but for me, Chris and I work best if I kind of write out a list of things that I need him to do to help me get things done. It helped to de-stress us, it helped us feel productive, and at the end of the day, we got a little bit of extra things done, though I will say that 90% of it was just Julia. So hang in there, it will get easier. This is from Ross Like. So what do you do when you're really stressed because you have to get something done but you have no time? For me, I plan everything out when I'm stressed out. I write list after list after list after list, and it's the only way that I can kind of wrap my head around everything that needs to get done. And I just do this giant brain dump is what I call it. And I just write out everything that's in my brain of things that need to get accomplished either immediately or in the next month or week or whatever it is. And it just helps me to kind of visualize, okay, everything that needs to get done is on this piece of paper. Now I can sort and organize it into priority items versus things that will need to get done in the next couple of weeks or something like that. And then I can cross things off and feel productive, and that was how I sort of de-stressed a little bit. On to family. So Beauty Food Life wanted to know, have you started any Christmas traditions with Julia? Going back and forth between the two families is something we started. That was something that I never did as a kid. I was always just in one place at my parents' house, and it was always the same year after year, whereas now it's changes every year. It's a little bit different. So that's something new. And we have stockings at my in-laws and then at my parents. Like, we have a mishmash of traditions right now, and I think once we get to a point where we have Christmas at our house and then families come to visit us, I think that's when the really big traditions are gonna get started. Okay, this is from Kerchot, I don't know how to pronounce your Instagram name. How do you manage to spend time with both yours and Chris's family? We went back and forth, and it was very important to both families to have equal amounts of time with Julia, because at this point I'm just a chauffeur. So we Excel documented it. Don't judge me, I love Excel. And we broke out every single day into half or full days with each family, so that we ended up with 5.5 days for each family to spend with us. And then between Christmas Eve and Boxing Day, which is the day after Christmas for those of you that aren't from Canada, and we split each of those days into half days. So Christmas Eve, it was, you know, half day with one family and then half day with the other family. Then the other family gets the morning, and then we go in the afternoon. Like, it was insane, but it was really, really fun. It was great being able to spend it with both families. And then I got a lot of questions about Julia and what she's doing, and you know, how she's doing, and pictures, and you know, all that fun stuff. So as I said before, I am not showing Julia on YouTube. She is, in my opinion, just far too young. I'm not doing this to be mean, guys. I just don't feel comfortable with the wackadoodles that are online. I've met many of you in person and you've seen Julia. It's not a thing, but I do talk about her a little bit in my RachhLoves Life 10 a.m. Tuesdays videos that I do every Tuesday on my RachhLoves Life channel. And I just talk about little updates or, you know, what her favorite book is, or, you know, show you footage of when we go to visit my in-laws or my parents' house, or just little things like that. So if you're looking for more sort of little updates here and there on my life in general, then go and check out those videos. I will put a link in the info bar below, somewhere on the screen, something like that, so you guys can go and check that out. What am I hitting? Just my lampshade. On to romance and dating. Annalise Swift. Would you rather go on a romantic, elegant dinner date or stay in and have takeout kind of date? I'm definitely a stay in sushi date night kind of girl. Like, I am the epitome of a lazy girl. I like to stay in like a house cat. But that being said, when we do go out, it is so much fun and I love it, except in the winter time. I don't like going out in the winter. It's too cold. Ava asks, what is the worst date you have ever been on? Okay, so I have a bit of a story here. You ready? You ready? I think we're ready. I don't think I've talked about this before, so this is gonna be a first, but I want to preface the story by saying that the guy that I'm about to talk about is awesome. He has now been married for the last year and a half, 2 years, to this amazing woman. He is so nice. He's good friends with Chris and we laugh about this story now. It's just a funny thing between us and it's just silly, but like, I'll talk about it anyway. I don't think he'll mind. Obviously not gonna name any names, but anyway, there was a guy from my program. We did a lot of studying together with friends. Anyway, he asked me out in person when we were kind of walking to the bus, and I said yes, you know, because like, why not? I mean, worst case scenario, I end up having dinner with a friend. He asked me what kind of food that I liked, and I kind of told him, you know, I really like Italian food or Mediterranean or just something that's like a very easy. And I also told him, I don't think I've ever mentioned this online actually, this is actually a first. I have a peanut allergy. And so I mentioned that to everyone, every restaurant. It's just, you know, you just gotta do what you gotta do. So I told him, I was like, I have a nut allergy, so I can't do things like Thai food and things like that. And he's like, yeah, for sure, my uncle has a peanut allergy, totally get it. I was like, cool. So we go to this nice, it's like a little, I don't know, I want to call it a little bit of an Italian blend kind of a restaurant. Is very pretty and very good food. So we're sitting down, we're looking at the menu, and I made my order and I told the waitress, I'm like, I have a peanut allergy, just let the people in the kitchen know that, you know, I can't have any sort of cross-contamination. She's like, absolutely, no problem. And then she goes over to the gentleman I am sitting with and she asks him what he wants, and he orders the one item on the menu that is literally covered in peanuts. It's this like Thai dish that had peanut oil and peanuts on top, and like, she's looking at him like, and I'm looking at him like, and she's like, well, like, I guess you guys aren't sharing food then. And I was like, ha ha ha. So anyway, so we're sitting at this, it's this tiny restaurant and the table's really small, guys. Like one of those like little intimate romantic tables. So I'm sitting there terrified that like, if he like flings his fork or his chopsticks or something, like I won't be able to eat any of my food. Like I won't be able to eat anything and it'll just make it super awkward and uncomfortable. And I was like, oh my gosh, what am I gonna do? So I'm just sitting there and I'm like, I'm watching and I was like, it's almost over, it's almost over. And he's like, oh, is it good? I'm like, yeah, it's really good. Do you wanna try some? And I'm like grabbing my bread plate to put some of the food on there, cause like obviously he's been eating peanuts. Like I'm not just gonna like go on, dig in. So I'm about to, and he like comes over with the fork and I was like, here you go. So that happened. So then he just like hugged me goodbye at the end of the night, and that was that. And to this day, we still refer to him jokingly as Peanut Guy. I mean, it's really not that bad, and like it's just a really funny story. Anyway, I had to share that. Fields H, I don't know. What is the one thing you do that annoys Chris? One thing? There's a lot of them. I think the one biggest thing that I do that annoys Christopher is that I am a really bad listener. Really bad. I like to multitask, so I have my phone, I have my computer, I have a million things going on in my head. I'm trying to hang out with Julia, and like if Chris is telling me something, I'm just not listening and I pretend to listen. It's the worst. I hate it so much, and I am really trying to get better at it, and Chris is so good about being really patient and be like, you're not listening to me, are you, Rachel? I'm like, nope. And then for sort of health related things, Katie asks what my favorite go-to recipes are. I do have a bunch of them. I actually have an Excel document full of my favorite ones that I found. Don't judge me! I said it before, I love Excel! But I'll put a link below to some recipes that Chris and I found that are constantly on our rotation. They're really good burger recipes. We do healthy nachos, quesadillas, you know, pot roasts, beef stroganoff, chicken parmesan, just things like that. So I'll link a couple below for you guys in case you're interested in looking for some different options that I really like. And then I got a ton of questions about, you know, my favorite snacks, my favorite healthy foods, my workout routine, things of that nature. So maybe what I'll do is I'll do an updated what I eat in a day / sort of workout routine type video. So if that's something that you guys are interested in, I'm going to put a comment in the comment section below asking you guys if that's something that you want. If you do want that, then give that comment a thumbs up. That way I know if it's something that you guys want to actually see. Okay, speed round. You like a special music for speed round. Switch up the music, speed round. Cherry Garcia, what is the talent you wish you had? I wish I was really good at doing math. Emily Chan, what's your favorite part about living in Canada and what about your least favorite part? The fast food here is actually really good. Really good. It's not like really sad and like depressing. I tried fast food in the States. I don't like it. The worst part is definitely the cold. I do not like the cold. If you could travel anywhere in the world for 24 hours, where would you choose and why? I would go back to Rome because that is where Chris and I went when we got engaged. Madison Will, are you messy or a neat freak? Are you a night owl or do you go to bed early? Okay, first of all, I am super messy until it drives me absolutely insane and then I clean like for 3 days straight. So I don't really know how to answer that one. And then I used to be a morning person, but ever since we had Julia, I've become a night person because nighttime is the only time I can get anything done, ever. Fueled by music, do you or your family cheer for an NHL team? Oilers, 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 Oilers. I'm actually wearing Oilers colors, the blue and the orange. She runs 22. If you could have the ability to fly or breathe underwater, which would you choose? The way I decided to answer this question is how I could get out of a bad situation. And therefore I would choose fly because I could fly out of the water. You can't swim out of a bad situation on land, know what I'm saying? L, if chocolate chips no longer existed, what would be your substitute evening treat? Chris makes an amazing chocolate cake that is hands down the best dessert I've ever had other than chocolate chip cookies, so that would be it. Christina asks, favorite throwback Disney movie? Let's get down to business to defeat the Huns. Yeah! Shan Bond, where did you go to post-secondary school and what did you major or minor in? I ended up going to business school and I focused on marketing and advertising. That's everything for this video. Thank you so much for sending in your questions. I really appreciate it. And if I didn't get around to answering the question, I'm really sorry. I tried to answer as many as I possibly could. This is gonna be a very long video. But be sure to follow me on Twitter or Insta and I will be sure to be asking you guys again soon for more questions for the next Q&A. And that is everything. I hope you guys are having an amazing week so far and I'll see you guys all in my next video. Love you girls. Mwah. Did she send me daughters when I asked for sons? Oh man, I'm gonna have Mulan music in my head all day.